So TRX are suspension trainers. There's lots of different brands. They're great. Kyle and I love to use them with our clients. The only problem is they are a little expensive. And right now with certain classes, group fitness classes not happening, certain areas of gym being closed or gyms closed in general, it can be hard to get some of those movements that you want to be doing with your TRX if you don't have one at home. So here are some solutions today. I've got ratchet straps that we use for my car, and really you can use anything. I'll actually link a video of somebody who made some out of bed sheets, which is, I think, pretty ingenious. I use the ratchet straps just because they're way easier. I used two and tied them together, and I'm hanging them over the post of my porch, which is very sturdy. You just want to make sure you find a good sturdy place to do it. So somewhere that's not going to fall down, okay? And something that is not going to stretch. So if you're going to use something like bed sheets, make sure they're not like the jersey material, okay? Something that would also work would be a towel, long towel, beach towel, something like that, okay? So make sure you have a knot in the top if you're using two, and that it's not going to pull, okay? So triple knot it around, and then I take the two ends and I double knot that, right? So it's not going to pull out. And then you don't have to make the little handles, but for some of the moves, they're good to have. So I go ahead and make the handles. What I'm going to do is bring this around, right? Make a nice little knot here. And then because these are ratchet straps, what I do is then I re-knot this end little piece and thread it through that way. Thread it through the knot so it's like re-tied and reattached. Okay? Alright, so now we've got our two handles, we got our TRX, and what we're going to do is we're going to go through a short body weight workout today, making sure that we are working those muscles that typically aren't used in your at-home training, right? So working the posterior chain. We'll hit both today. We will do kind of a total body push-pull action. So yeah, you can follow along, but first, as always, dynamic warm-up. Here we go. Still warming up, so what we're going to do is we're going to do some lighter weight movements with the TRX. That'll help us warm up the muscles we're going to target later. Okay, so we're going to do our push-ups here. Again, nice and light because we're still warming up. Make sure those shoulders are down, core as tight as if you're in a plank. Lowering going down, pushing back and squeezing together at the top, okay? Make sure your body's going down as one, that you don't have any action through your hips. One plank down and up. And now for some rows. Okay, so leaning back, you're pulling your shoulder blades back and together, and then squeezing your arms up. You're going to pinch at the top, hold it for a second, and slowly lower back down. Really wanting to focus on that downward movement, the eccentric movement of the muscle. Another great thing to do, especially for this warm-up section, would be to try the one-handed, okay? So you want to take the other arm here through the same movement pattern, but this is going to just train that single arm and also work the core just a little bit more to make sure that you're not twisting through your hips, right? So you're having to control through your core a little bit more. Activate that to make sure you're coming up and down evenly. For this, you want to think elbows tight to the sides, all right? This is great for anybody who tends to do a lot of things on one side of their body. So if you're working outside a lot and only using the dominant side of your body, this is great. Also, people who care for children, who are tending to hold the children on one side of their body more than the other. Any kind of single side training is great to make sure that you are not getting one side stronger than the other, right? That you're trying to even out those sides. Alright guys, so we're going to be moving into our strength portion now. So we're going to go back to our push-ups. We're just going to do it at a lot lower level than we did during our warm-up. Okay, so you're going to walk your feet out as low as you can while maintaining still good technique and form. So you want the straps just off your shoulders a little bit so they're not like scraping on your arms as you go down and up. Lowering and then pushing back. Bracing through the core. So, like I said, we're going to be doing push and pull, okay? So now we're going to work the posterior chain. Because these aren't easily adjustable, I'm just going to kind of wrap my hands and do it that way. But you could also, if you have straps long enough, make another knot so that you easily have two handles to hold on to, okay? Alright, you're going to walk your body all the way underneath, trying to at least get to a parallel-ish position, but if that's too hard for you, walk your feet up as you need to, okay? Here we're engaging through our scapulas first, pulling them together, and then lifting up. To make this a little bit more challenging, you could always elevate your feet or put them on an exercise ball or a block. Alright, for our lower body, we're going to do a single leg squat. So again, I'm grabbing up a little bit higher. The other leg's out in front of us. Alright, for a lower body, now I'm going to do a single leg squat. So I'm going to grab up a little bit higher again. Other leg's out in front of us. We're hinging our hips back, trying to get to that 90-degree position or lower, and drive your hips back up, making sure not to lock your knee out at the top. Okay, straight but not locked. still trying to maintain a strong core and a flat, straight back. Feel free to use the straps as little as possible. And you want your weight driving through your heel of the standing foot. Alright, so moving back up to our pushing muscles, our chest muscles, we're going to be doing a fly. So this is the same exercise that you would do laying on a bench with dumbbells, or maybe with cables, right? And we're just using the suspension trainer. It uses our body weight, but allows you to adjust it to make it a little bit more challenging or a little bit lighter. It's going to be here. You want palms facing each other. Nice flat back, tight core. You're opening as far as you can, and then closing. You want to make sure that you're opening with slightly bent elbows, kind of like you're giving a big hug, right? Alright, we're going to do a similar thing with our back. So, leaning back this way, we're going to do flies and Ys. Okay, so first one, you're bringing them out, same movement. We want to be in our heels, weight in our heels, and slowly lower. Okay, so the opposite of that. So movement is still happening the same with our arms. We're just in the opposite direction, okay? And then we're going to do the Y, so that's bringing your arms up to this Y position, making sure we're not letting our shoulders up, that they're staying down. We're going to do 10 of each, a low, and then a high. Still focusing on that downward motion, the eccentric motion. Making sure we're not having any movement through the hips, right? We don't want to be using our hips to help us, right? Alright, we're heading back down for some lower body. So we're going to do a hamstring curl. These can be done on an exercise ball or with the resistance trainer or suspension trainer. You're going to put your heel in the loop, okay? So you're going to make sure the loop is at least big enough for your heel. I got tiny feet, so it's fine. And then you're laying flat down on your back, shoulders are open. Okay, feet are going to start out. You want to engage your core so your pelvis tips upward. Engaging your glutes, pushing down with your heels, and then drawing them in, lifting your glutes as you go. We are going to be in this push-up position, but a little bit narrower, okay? And you're just going to stretch your arms out as far as you can, and then breathe out as you bring them back. So it's going to be working your core as well as your shoulder stability muscles. And again, you can be as high or as low as you need to be. Slipping up here. All right, we're gonna finish out down on the ground. So we're gonna do another push-up. Feet are gonna be in the TRX this time to give us a little bit more of a challenge. Here we go. Okay, so while we are in here, we're gonna do some knee tucks as well as pikes for our core. Now, these straps are probably a little bit high for where I want them to be for that push-up and for these as well, but gotta make do, right? So right here, we're gonna do 10 and 10, tucking in, and then driving up. Finishing us off, back to the upper body, those pulling muscles. So we're gonna do a modified pull-up. So just wrap your hands wherever you need to be or hold on. Okay, you can do this, again, however you need to. You can put your feet on a stability ball or on a box if that adds a little bit more of a challenge for you. And you're pulling down and up. Again, you can use your feet to help you if you need to, but you're also going to just hang here and do hanging pull-ups. Now, I can't demonstrate that, but sorry. I'm going to do these modified ones. Good, so for that you want to make sure you're pulling those lats down, feeling it through here and through the back as well. Alright guys, great job. I hope you're able to utilize these, bed sheet, towel, anything to get that pulling motion, because remember, we don't want to be just focusing on our plyometrics and our pushing motions. That's forgetting about a whole side of your body, right? Especially for this time that we're all at home for a lot longer than we probably want to be. It's so important to be working our body in ways that are going to help balance it as opposed to creating muscular imbalances. All right, so if you have any questions, let us know. Kyle and I are happy to answer you. Reach out on Instagram, Facebook, leave a comment if you're watching this on YouTube. Yeah, let us know if you have any questions, and we'll see you later. All right, bye guys.